Hi, my name's David Beard. I'm a partner at a venture capital firm called Movac here in Wellington. We've got a fund of about 42 million and we invest in early expansion stage businesses. Prior to that, our previous fund looked at startup businesses. So overall, I've worked about 8 years in venture capital and angel investments. Probably over that time, I've seen about 2,500 different businesses present to us. We've probably to date only invested in about 25. Some people may be discouraged by that, by saying it's hard to get money out of VC and angels. Other people may be encouraged by saying, well, there is capital there if I've got the right business plan and the right execution team. What I say from seeing all of 2,500 people and ventures present to us is clear winners are able to distinguish themselves above the rest of the people. I think things like the MIT EDP program will help entrepreneurs understand exactly what those differences are, and you'll be able to communicate those differences to people like me who can find money and invest in you as a viable business. To be a great entrepreneur, I think you need to have 4 basic elements. I think you need to be smart and have a vision. You need to have great execution. I think you need to have perseverance, and I think you need to have faith. The smart stuff is more around having an EQ more than IQ. You've got to be able to understand people and understand a multitude of multitasking and various other factors which go on as part of running a business. Great execution, you have to be able to plan, you have to be able to communicate with people, you have to be able to network. I think perseverance is an absolute necessity because there's a lot of things that you need to run a business. Not everything goes your way, and you need to be able to take the knocks and have drive to go forward. Most of all, I think you need faith. You need faith that the product you're selling is the one that's going to be absolutely the world leader, and that's got to keep you going for a number of years and be able to play that long game. I think an entrepreneur can come from many walks in life, but typically the ones we see come from 3 main areas. Some people are just naturally born to want to do it. We don't get many of those in New Zealand. I think we get a lot of people who come up through the corporate disciplines and understand the execution in a business and want to have the desire to change and do something for themselves. I think the third type of entrepreneur we see are people who reach a crossroads in their life where they may have had a baby and they want to try something different. They may have had a career change or a career change put upon them, and it gives them the drive and incentive and the final push to go and do something which they've always had the desire and passion to do. Participating in the program, I think, will probably have 3 major benefits for the participants. I think it will actually set the bar and get them to understand where that bar actually is from a worldwide perspective. I think until you start playing with people who are of a similar skill level and probably greater, you tend to be a little bit complacent down here in New Zealand. I think setting the bar and where your expectations are will be great. I think you'll be competing with a lot of other people, both in teams and against each other, and it'll make you understand your strengths and weaknesses quite distinctly, probably more so than you've ever had in your whole life to date. And I think finally it'll actually teach you how to maximise your strengths and how to minimise your weaknesses. Maximising in doing what you do well, and minimising by forming teams around you who can do things that you're not so good at. I think lastly, what you chiefly get out of it is a lasting and endearing network of contacts who will not only be able to help you now, but probably for the rest of your life. As a judge, what I'll be particularly looking for is, I suppose, a unique point of view, a character who understands that there's a passion and they want to drive for it, some understanding that they've got structure and are driven to actually go and achieve it, and mostly that you've got some life skills around perseverance and execution, that you can take the knocks and some experience about what it is to actually drive a business forward into a high growth business. I'm quite blessed in some respects because I've been both in the corporate life as a management consultant for Deloitte, where I learned a lot of skills and experience there. I've been an entrepreneur and run my own businesses, and currently I'm a venture capitalist, so I invest in startup and growing businesses. I in fact left corporate life to start up my own business, and in some respects it was in the wrong time of my life with young babies being born and having to look after that. I found it actually helped my work-life balance, and it might seem a little bit perverse, but the main things I really focused on was there are key times in raising a family and having a work-life balance where I get to choose what the times I dedicate to my work and what times I get to dedicate to the life side of my living. And running my own business, to some extent, allowed me to control that. And so for some people that might be a bit of a perverse sort of way of looking at it, but I was able to enforce a lot more control around what I wanted to do with my life and how I wanted to run that balance rather than having it enforced upon